viewer. Today we have with us Paul Greene. He's a Canadian actor. In his early days, he's been a model and he's done a lot of modeling work for top luxury brands across the world. He is also a musician and a photographer, so he's a lot of things and somebody you definitely want to hear from. Welcome to my show, Talk with Tanya. Paul, it's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, nice to be here. Nice to be here. Good morning. You're in Delhi and I'm in Los Angeles, so we're worlds apart.
Yes, but thanks to technology, it doesn't feel so because it's super easy to connect.
Yes, it is. It is. What's it like there in Delhi right now?
It's winters, so it's pretty chilly now.
Is it?
Yes, yes, it is. So, Paul, I am very curious about your story. When did you ever think that you wanted to be an actor? How did you start? If you can take me back in time.
Well, I was pretty young, uh, and I was, you know, I was acting in church plays and in school plays, but it wasn't until I saw a movie called Bloodsport that I started to have dreams. And I lived on a farm, and I used to wake up in on the farm from the dream, and in the dream I was on set shooting a martial arts movie. So it kept happening, and I started to put myself in martial arts, and I stopped eating sugar at 16 years old for a period of time. I have sugar now. And as soon as I got my license at 16 and got a car, I drove myself to acting lessons in the nearest city, which was called Edmonton.
Mhm.
But there was a film school there, so I went to school. But it wasn't long after I went to college and I got discovered for modeling. So the modeling kind of took me around the world, many different ways and times. But I did a lot of TV commercials along the way. And on the days that I was filming on set were the best days for me. And I was the happiest when it was a moving picture, not just still photographs. And I knew I had to make my way to LA, but I had a pretty successful career in print and in advertising and commercials. So it was really hard for me to give it up just to go to LA to do what everybody wants to do, which is to be, I guess, a movie star or an actor. But I studied in New York for a decade with some really great teachers, Stella Adler's school and Uta Hagen's school, and Susan Batson at Black Nexus, and was continually doing commercials. But every year I would try to go to LA. It was pilot season in LA, but it was campaign season for me. So I had a lot of advertising work for modeling, and I could never get to LA. So when my son was born, I finally decided at 30 years old to move to LA to start with no credits and to put myself in acting school again in LA. And that's when my career really started here. I joined Screen Actors Guild, which is our union for film for actors, in 1994. But when I moved to LA was 2003 or 2004. So then when I came here, I studied more, lots of acting school. And to this day, I've been on 645 auditions, and I've had 600 no's, 600 rejections. So I've had 45 yeses, which is my career, and 600 times somebody said, you're not the right person for this job. So it's been a journey. It's been a long, like 30 years really, since I was 16. So just about 30 years I've been pursuing some form of acting. And now I'm on a show called When Calls the Heart, and I do a bunch of movies, romantic comedy movies here in the United States and in Canada, for mostly for Hallmark Channel, but then other channels as well.
Wow. So great. That's what you said sounds absolutely incredible because everybody watching this will understand that how hard it is to persevere. And I mean, speaks volumes of the fact that despite of having a good and a thriving career in Canada and in the modeling space, you know, when you move into a new space, you have to start over. And I think that's Fantastic. So that brings me to a question where I'm again very curious. So you decided to move to LA, but what is the Canadian film industry like? I know a lot of films get made in Canada, but is it like a space of its own, or is it sort of more like just Hollywood only now?
No, Canada's got a massive industry and it's government supported. So the government has many financial grants
Mm-hmm.
for young filmmakers and for young storytellers. And
Mm-hmm.
so the government in Canada has made it very easy for Canadians to make film. Um, and, you know, the American film companies do come there and shoot, like Warner Brothers and CW and Hallmark in a bunch. Amazon, Sony, everyone's in Vancouver and in Toronto. It's cheaper to film in Canada because of the Canadian dollars a little bit cheaper, and also there's a big tax credit in Canada. So, but the government's very supportive of film, and they create many programs that you can apply for to get grants to um, so that you can, whoops, I almost lost you here. Hold on. No, we're good.
Yeah.
Um, they apply for it. It's a really great country and very supportive of young filmmakers. And, but everybody goes there from around the world because there's a huge industry in Toronto and Vancouver. So British Columbia and Ontario,
Hmm.
for film.
Okay, great. So you're saying Canada is a whole industry of its own, but I mean, you also chose to move to LA to do some more work besides having done a lot in your own country.
I didn't do much in Canada. I went to Europe and Asia first and then New York. Since I've started back with Hallmark Channel and When Calls a Heart, am I back in Canada? I didn't start in Canada. I started in New York.
All right, great.
I'm from Canada, but I didn't grow up in the film business in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wonderful. And a lot of people are Googling about you that how many Hallmark movies has Paul Greene been in?
What does it say? You
When
tell
I,
me.
when I Google you, it says 5. So is that what it is? I have done my research.
No, if you count the When Calls a Heart Christmas movie, there's 12. So
Okay.
there's there's whoops. There's Perfect Match, Christmas Detour, Anything for Love, and Campfire Kiss, My Favorite Wedding,
Your favorite. Yeah, that's
and
what I was gonna get to. Which one's your favorite?
I think Anything for Love is probably
Okay.
my favorite.
All right.
But then there was Christmas and Evergreen, and then there's one other Christmas one, and then there's one that Hallmark purchased that's called
Hmm.
Sweet Home Carolina, which is it's on the Hallmark. And then there was 3 Christmas movies I think it's around 11 or 12.
Okay. Okay. Super.
Yeah.
And how has COVID been for you? What's your day? What have your days been like? And have things gotten back to normal? Are you completely back to work?
Um, I spent a lot of it in the country, so I didn't experience very much of it. And then I went, which is at a lake where it's very quiet and there was no COVID there. And then I went right to Vancouver, which was very minimal. But on set, I got COVID tests twice a week. But now back in LA, there's a big spike in it. So I wouldn't say it's life like normal. No, no, but I like it like this. I, I like eating at home and cooking, and I like more of a simple life. So I like eating out too, but I wouldn't say it's back to normal, but it hasn't really affected me very much. You know, I have good health and I'm not concerned about it much at all, but Los Angeles has quite a bit of problems with it.
So the work.
But over COVID, we fostered a bunch of kittens. Hey, you want to come say hi? She wants to eat plants. Kismet, do you want to come say hi? Yeah, we fostered a bunch of kittens and kept 2 of them.
Okay, so you have quite a few. I thought you had one.
No, we have 2. We
Okay.
had seven during the main part of COVID, but now we have two. Let me
Okay.
show you. Hold on. I'll show you. Come say hi. Come say hi, you little nerd. Come. This is Kismet, and Kismet actually got really sick. She's still a kitten. She's only like
Oh, super cute.
seven. Oh, do you want to go? Do you want to go down? Oh, I know. But just say hi. Say hi to India.
Hi.
Oh,
I've
say
got
hi.
her. Hi. She's quite
You
friendly.
what?
Yeah, I said I could hear her. Hi. She's friendly. She's opened
Yeah,
up
she says
quickly.
hi.
She's opened up quickly
Say,
to the camera.
yeah, exactly. And she's always hungry. Hey, do you want me to put you down? I'll put you down. So yeah, cats. We fostered a bunch of cats. We kept two really sweet ones, Robbie and Kismet. And then I, was baking bread, sourdough bread, and making every meal at home. And I played 135 concerts with music during COVID, which was amazing.
That's lovely. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, so you have this show called When Calls the Heart on Netflix. Are you also doing some more work for the OTT platforms? Given there must be a very less footfall in terms of in generally uh, in the theaters. So have OTT platforms gained more prominence after COVID, or is it the same? Because in the case with India is that people are no longer going to theaters. So OTT is suddenly grown massive here. So what's it like there?
I'm probably the same. There's still some theaters open in some states, but limited seating and limited movies being released in the theater. So I don't know the statistics, but I'm sure that the streaming services here have gone up a lot because everyone's at home. Yeah, it's probably the same as in India, I would say.
All right, great. So you're also writing a book. I don't know, have you completed the book? Are you still in the process of writing? What's it called? 52 ways to be the dad. 52 ways to be the dad you wish you didn't have. You wish you
Yeah,
had.
52 ways to be the dad you wish you had.
Okay.
So it's I'm not finished it yet. It's
What's the best advice you've given in that? What's the one best advice in your book?
I would say that's hard to say because many of the chapters I think are maybe the best, but I think letting your kids come up with their own consequences, like when they make a mistake, helping them, uh, having them come up with the punishment, so to speak. So rather than me come up with a consequence for their actions, they have to create
Hmm.
a way for them to no longer do that thing. It's empowering them to be powerful with their decisions.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then the second one is listen to discover, not to respond. I think when we listen to people, we're always thinking about what we're going to say rather than just listening to them. And so one of the chapters is listen to discover, not to respond. And like we're always looking to respond rather than to discover. So it's when your children are sharing with you, to be able to listen really to what's going on with them rather than just being quick to say, well, this is my advice. Like really listen in a new way where they feel really seen and heard and really understood.
That's great. That's a great piece of advice. Definitely. And what would you like to also give as an advice to people who are aspiring actors who have no idea about how to break in to the industry and really, really want to do it? Should they go to an acting school? How does that happen?
For sure. I mean, join a theater, audition, and start with the theater and start with acting school and start with commercials. But if you want to do commercials, go to commercial acting school. If you want to do theater, go to a school where they'll teach you how to be in the theater. But you have to train. Like it's not. There's certain techniques that really help. There's the odd person that didn't need lessons, but it's one in a million. Like most people, because it gives you training and practice on on some of the techniques and how to do it. And then, because there's nobody that can just get on a movie set and be comfortable. It takes a lot. It takes training. When you have a bunch of producers and millions of dollars on the line, and the sun is setting, and you only have one take, you need to know that you can deliver that, and that takes practice. But so yeah, practice, and ask yourself why you want to be an actor. If it's just to be famous, it's the wrong thing, and you'll never get there. If it's is your reason because you want maybe to make money to take care of your family, you have to have a big why. Like, is the why so that you can tell great stories or that you can impact the world for good? Like, you need to know why you're doing it. If it's just to be famous, you'll be blown side to side, and you'll make stupid decisions.
What's your why?
You're so noisy. This cat, Kismet's my why, so I can rescue cats. No, I'm just kidding. My why, what is it? Are you okay? My why is, so I can have my life make a difference for other people. And I find that being an actor, it was my dream as a kid. So I just knew that I had to do it. And I enjoyed it so much. It brought me so much freedom. So if in one answer, the word is freedom. So my why is I crave freedom. So financially, there's a lot of freedom when you succeed at acting. It can be anyway. I love the schedule freedom. I work hard for a period of months and then I have time off. So there's a lot of freedom. Yeah. For me, my why is freedom and telling great stories. But it gives me a platform as well to really promote the causes that I'm passionate about, like the Golden Hat Foundation and St. Jude's Children's Hospital and ALS.net, which is these are all nonprofits and PR ministries. These are all things that I donate money to and I help raise money for. And it feels like the more success I have with acting, the more of an impact I get to have on the world, because I have a larger. So I have several whys, but my big one is freedom. It gives me a lot of freedom in some ways.
And your album's called on your website, it's called Freedom from the Soul, right? That's where you've clubbed all your music.
Freedom for your soul.
Freedom
for your soul. Yeah. For your soul. Yeah, there's another Paul Greene, but if you just search Paul Greene, Freedom for Your Soul, it's also on Spotify and on iTunes, and there's proceeds of that album as well go towards ALS and St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Great.
Kate Winslet's Autism Foundation. Yeah, so the album is called Freedom for Your Soul, and it's dedicated to my father who died from ALS, and proceeds, percentage of the proceeds go towards helping to cure ALS as well.
All right. Great. So in the end, I'd just like to ask you, Paul, what are your upcoming plans? What next for you?
Well, I'm producing a couple movies and a TV series. I'm also a part of another show that's filming here. And I'm doing, of course, more Hallmark movies coming up. I'm releasing more music for Christmas time, and I'm doing a big Christmas special for that's going to be released in movie theaters this Christmas, and that raises money for the Golden Hat Foundation as well. So more music, more film, and for me, just a lot of time with my son and family. So I'm on a bit of a relaxed time now, so as much time with my family as I can have right now.
Sweet. Great. Paul, I'd just like to really thank you for taking out the time, for interacting with me and Eat My News. It's been an absolute delight and pleasure to have you on my show and hear such wonderful things from you. Can't wait to get hold of your book and go deep and watch a lot of your content on Netflix and other places. Look forward to seeing more of you on screen and hearing from you.
Thanks. And if people want to follow me, I'm at Paul Greene Official, which is my Instagram. It's also my Facebook where I do a lot of my music. And then on Twitter, it's Paul Greene Media. And on YouTube is Paul Greene Official as well. So but my website, paulgreene.com, usually has the way to get everything, I think. So
If you like this video, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Eat My News's channel so that you get notified first when any such content appears. And thank you so much for watching. Shukriya.